Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Congressman Tom Rooney, and it's my pleasure to give you an update as to what happened this week in Congress. As I'm sure you're already aware, on Tuesday, President Obama announced his plan to close Guantanamo Bay Detention Facility and transfer its detainees to the United States. I want to make something perfectly clear. Moving any Gitmo terrorist onto U.S. soil is illegal, plain and simple. Senior officials in his own administration have acknowledged the illegality of President Obama's plan. Just recently, the president himself signed two bills into law, the Defense Authorization and the Defense Appropriations Bills for 2016, that explicitly prohibit him from transferring terrorist detainees to American soil. He knew these provisions were included in the bills, and he signed them anyway. It's the job of the President of the United States to uphold our laws, not to blatantly disregard and break them. Moving Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and the 55 other dangerous terrorists to the U.S. to fulfill personal and political goals is not only irresponsible, but reckless. I'm going to join my House colleagues in standing up for the majority of Americans to do whatever we can to ensure that Gitmo detainees don't end up on American soil and don't end up in our courts. This week, the House also passed a number of important bills that I think you'd be interested in hearing about. First, the National Strategy to Combat Terrorist Travel Act. It's imperative that we closely monitor individuals traveling to conflict zones with the intention of bringing harm to the homeland and come up with a strategy to combat and better track terrorist travel. These are critical steps that we as a Congress need to be making in order to keep the American people safe. The House also passed this week a bill titled the Sportsman's Heritage and Recreational Enhancement Act. This bill will protect Second Amendment rights and make sure that future generations of Americans will be able to access federal lands to hunt, fish, and recreationally shoot. I'm glad that this bill passed the House so that my three sons can enjoy the joys of hunting and fishing that I once did and pass that tradition along to their own children. Finally, I have a lot of great meetings this week in Congress with constituents who are here in Washington. I was able to see the Venice Mayor, John Hollick, some Riverview students with the YMCA, two former hostages who won settlements against the Colombian terrorist group FARC, and several others. If you or anyone you know is coming to Washington and would like to take a meeting with me or get a tour of the Capitol, please don't hesitate to call my office to set something up. That's all I have for you today. I'm getting ready to get on a plane down to Florida in about an hour. I look forward to seeing you again next week.